Mr. Bernie.
Hey, how are you, Rezan?
I'm Mr. Bernie, and you?
Good, good. Rezan, I was thinking this would be your brother.
Oh.
Because did you understand what happened?
Yeah.
Friday, I'm going to see my mother.
Yes, I know.
So I put 2 classes on Monday, and I thought Bauer would have the earlier one. Is he going to take the later one?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
I see my father said the second one is Bauer's, but
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's absolutely fine. I am ready. Give me just 1 second to pull up for you. Okay. All right. I'm just changing over to what I was going to do with you. Okay. So, Rezan, how was your day today?
Actually, it's fine. I'm a little bit busy, sorry. And
Busy. Yeah.
on the other hand, it's well.
Good, good. So when you and I talked the other day, we talked about this word, the noun neophyte. And what did it mean to be a neophyte?
Neophyte means someone that starts to writing something, like start to writing car first time. This is the neophyte.
Very good, very good. So when you started in high school, you were a neophyte.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe you were a little bit nervous too when you started. Okay.
Yeah.
But today I'd like to take a word, and this word, when you look at this number, this is really something. Look at how many times they use that word in the last year. See that number?
Yes.
Yeah. So 517 times. So a very, very common word. 517 times. Now, do you know this word?
No.
Okay. Protagonist. 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 Now, let's take the word apart just a little bit before we start. Many words in English that end ist, that means
like something from science.
it might be with science. It means it's a person. So because people are nouns, it's a noun and it's a person. Like, who fixes your teeth? Dentist.
Dentist, yes.
See? And who fixes your brain? Psychologist. Okay? And so when we see that ist, it's a sign that this is going to be a person.
Okay.
So maybe you don't understand the word yet, but you know it's going to be a person.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what about this in the beginning?
Pro. Is it something that's professional?
It can be professional. It can be like professor. So it is something, when it says pro, it means something positive.
Oh, okay.
So this is a positive word, and it involves a person. So those are 2 things we know before we ever know the meaning. Now, let me give you an example of this. Rezan, have you seen any of the Harry Potter movies?
Yes.
Do you like them?
Yeah.
I do too. I think they're great movies. And in those movies, Harry Potter is the protagonist. Okay?
Oh. I understand this.
Okay? So Harry Potter was the hero. He was the main character. And frankly, he's the good guy.
Yeah.
Okay? And Rezan, whether you're reading in English or Turkish or French or Japanese, it doesn't matter. Many stories have a protagonist.
Yes, you're correct.
Now, the story you and I started reading, we're only a few pages into it, about the boy in the airplane. And of course, the boy is going to be the protagonist.
Yeah.
So even though you're right at the beginning of the story, all the same, the boy will be the protagonist. So the good guy. So just to help you remember, I'm going to put in here Harry Potter is the protagonist.
I understand.
Now, there's someone else in those books, someone else in those movies who is exactly the opposite.
Dumbledore?
No. Dumbledore is very good. There's
No.
someone who is
The other
always...
bald guy.
Yes, you don't remember the name?
I don't remember.
All right, I'm going to type it for you. Okay, can you say that word?
Voldemort.
Can you say the other word?
Is the antagonist.
Antagonist.
Okay.
So Harry is the protagonist. Voldemort is the antagonist. So look what I wrote about the protagonist. The antagonist is not the hero, it's the anti-hero.
Yeah.
Now, the antagonist might still be a main character in the story, but the antagonist is never the good guy. The antagonist is always the bad guy. So, antagonist, that is also a noun, and it's also a person. Okay, so that part is the same. Okay, it is the, and this is a funny word, you don't hear it very often, the anti-hero.
Anti-hero.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, a lot of good stories have protagonists, the hero. A lot of stories have antagonists, but not all stories. You'll see as we read this story, Hatchet, you'll see that actually there's no antagonist in it. He's going to have a time where the weather is really bad, but the weather isn't a person. It's not really an antagonist.
Yeah.
All right. So protagonist, something positive, a person, the hero in a story. Antagonist, just the opposite. The villain, the evil, the bad guy in a story. All right, buddy?
Okay, Mr. Bernie.
All right, my friend. Now, today, for our astronomy picture of the day, I'm not going to have you guess this one because it tells you exactly what it is in the title. So Juno flies past the moon, Ganymede, and Jupiter, and then it's got some music in it that's kind of cool sounding. Now, do you know what Juno is, at least here?
Is it a name of an asteroid?
It's the name of a spacecraft.
Oh, okay.
So it is a NASA spacecraft, and right now it is orbiting Jupiter. But what they decided, and I think this was a great idea, Jupiter has a tremendous amount of radiation.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know that radiation is bad for living things, but it's also bad for computers. So what they did, imagine if this cream was Jupiter. The way that Juno is orbiting is like this. It goes way, way out, sweeps in, and goes way, way out. And the reason they do that is so that when it approaches Jupiter, it's only by Jupiter for a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
And then it goes way out on its orbit. Maybe it cools down a little bit before it comes back. So I want you to notice this. And as it passes by Ganymede, the moon Ganymede, I'm going to pause it and just see what you think about something. Now, so this is Ganymede, one of the moons of Jupiter, one of the biggest moons in the solar system. It's bigger than the planet Mercury.
Yes.
That's something to think. Now, what can you tell? I know this isn't a very big picture and it's a little bit blurry, but what can you tell about Ganymede just looking at this picture?
It's a piece of rock.
Okay.
Like our planet.
Okay.
And there is craters on it. That means the asteroids fall down to the air.
Right.
And there is some places like rectangle and the other shapes that I can't see.
Now, think about a minute, Rezan. So these strange lines here, some of them go up and down, some go sideways. Can you think of what that would mean?
No.
Okay. Rezan, have you ever walked on a frozen lake?
Yes.
Do you ever hear the crack sound when you're walking on a frozen lake?
Oh, okay.
It's kind of scary to be on a lake and hear that crack sound. Okay. These are cracks.
Oh.
What does that tell you?
I think it could mean that the Ganymedes have what's the name of it? A second, please.
Go ahead.
Distract itself.
Okay. Ganymede has a large amount of water underneath the surface. And because, Rezan, the reason that a lake cracks is because underneath the ice on Earth, there's water.
Yeah.
So the water is still moving. You can't see it's moving because there's ice on top, but it's still moving and it causes those cracks. Okay. So there is water under the surface. Now, I was reading an article getting ready for your class, and it said that some scientists estimate that about 50% of Ganymede is water.
It's a lot, actually.
Yeah. So it's got a large amount of water underneath the surface, and as that water moves, it causes those cracks. Now, what you said about asteroids and craters, that was exactly right. But the cracks have to do with water underneath. Now, let's go on and look when the probe now is going to focus on Jupiter. Now it passes Ganymede, looking backwards. And now it's going to turn and look at Jupiter. It is. Now, see the sparkles?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
It happens on Earth too.
Oh, the storm.
It's right, it's lightning. Now, the part of Jupiter that faces the sun, we can't see it. But on the dark side, look. See it right there? And so that's lightning.
Yeah.
Now it's passing over to the day side of Jupiter. Now, if you didn't see the name there, how could you know that this is Jupiter?
Because there is something like, you can understand that is gas, that
Right.
because it have mixed by itself, and the Jupiter have blue and the other colors, and it's mostly have blue at the bottom.
Right. And so Jupiter has a tremendous amount of colors in its clouds.
Yeah.
Other planets have clouds, and even Earth, but they don't have all these different colors in the clouds.
Yeah.
And so the colors make Jupiter really different and unique. And you can see the lightning even on the day side. Very close, but then it shoots back out into space. Most of it. And we're going to stop there because I want to go on to something else. But you can see how it swoops way in very, very close to Jupiter, but only for a short time.
Yes.
That way it keeps its computers from getting fried by radiation. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. I thought that was neat. I thought the music was cool too.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yep. So, Rezan, let's go on to something more earthy. So here's Rachel, and she's standing in a forest. So that definitely looks earthy. And as she has this dialogue, I'm going to type in the chat what I would like you to learn from the dialogue. Okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's practice English conversation. Hey, are you heading out for the weekend? Heading out means leaving. Yeah, we're driving up to the mountains. Sounds amazing. I hope you have good weather. Me too. We really need a break. Safe travels. This just means have a good trip, and it's a polite thing to say when you're leaving somebody who's about to go somewhere. Let's practice English conversation. Hey, are you heading?
Now, Rezan, I put 3 things in the chat that I'd like you to hear from this.
Yeah.
Heading out means you're going away. And we usually say heading out when you're going away for a longer time. So I wouldn't usually say, oh, are you heading out to school today? Because it's not that far away and you'll be back this afternoon. If you were going back to Martin again, that would be heading out.
I understand.
So it usually means a longer trip. And then break. Now, you know the word break already.
Yeah.
When Rachel said, we need a break, what did she mean?
Like we need to take a nap.
All
We
right.
need to take a nap.
All right. It can also mean we need a vacation.
Yeah.
Rezan, I'm sure there are times when you have so many tests and so much work at school, and afterwards you just need a break.
Yes.
I'm going to sit down and play video games and not think about anything. Okay. You need a break. What else is break?
Break is only we have a break on cars that
Right.
cars.
Now, on a car, that's spelled this way.
Yes.
But you know, break is also, if I break the pencil,
Yes.
that's also break. All right. Safe travels. Rachel said that this is a polite and friendly way of saying goodbye when someone is going on a trip. So
Yeah.
if you were going to Martin again and you said, hey, we won't be here for classes next week, we're all going to see our grandparents in Martin, I might say safe travels.
Okay, I understand.
It's both polite and friendly, a polite and friendly thing to say. Okay?
I understand.
All right, my friend. Today I want to finish up this article that we read about growing plants on the space station. And Rezan, I do want you to realize now, you've talked a little bit about maybe being a doctor someday.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking? When you write a professional paper, if you become a doctor, and when you're doing research to become a doctor, This style is the style a professional paper is in. It starts with the abstract, kind of the main idea of the paper. Then you write an introduction. Then you write methods, how we will do the experiment. Then you write results. This is what happened when we did the experiment. Remember, we were a little bit surprised last time that there was more fungus in the lettuce grown on the space station than the lettuce grown on the ground. And I thought that was strange. That result surprised me. But today we're at the end. Discussion and conclusion. Now, I'm not going to explain conclusion because you know what that is. But discussion is, now that we know the results, maybe they're going to write about why there was more fungus in the space station than on Earth. I'm kind of curious about that. All right. So, Rezan, let me read the first paragraph. You read it silently, and then you read the second paragraph, and I'll read it silently.
Okay.
Is this big enough, Rezan?
Yeah.
Okay. Our study shows that it is possible to grow food on the ISS that is safe for astronauts to eat. All of our lettuce had relatively low amounts of bacteria and fungi compared to grocery store produce. Our lettuce also tested negative for common foodborne pathogens. This means that astronauts should be able to eat salad crops grown in veggie without worrying about getting sick.
Okay. Even though our lettuce was safe to eat, we were surprised to find greater amounts of bacteria and fungi on ISS grown lettuce. These results could be explained by technical difficulties we had with the air circulation in veggie. Lots of bacteria and fungi grow well in wet environments. How could I read it?
Just a minute. Let me make that just a little bit bigger. It looks like you're having difficulty seeing it. Can you read additional?
Additional bacteria and fungi that came from the ISS water supply, air, or astronauts who accidentally transport them onto the lettuce.
So in the discussion, they help us understand. We tried to figure out, why is this extra fungi on the space station? And Rezan, I read an interesting book about the space station, and the astronaut who wrote it wrote about this right here, that one of the biggest difficulties is because you can't open the windows.
Yeah.
The same air keeps circulating over and over and again. And if someone is coughing and spreading germs, it goes through over and over again. And it tends to be not one person gets sick, but several people get sick because you're in there together. So that kind of makes sense. All right. Would you like to? Well, I'll read the next paragraph and then you can read conclusion.
Okay.
We think that environmental conditions could have changed the nutrient content in the lettuce we grew in different years. Plants can respond strongly to too much or too little water, and it is hard to water plants in zero gravity. We need to make sure that growing conditions are consistent in veggie. The astronauts can be confident about the nutrients in their food on long duration missions. Okay, so it sounds like they're thinking about that fungi issue, and maybe someday it will be better. So Rezan, why don't you read these two paragraphs and I'll read the bullet points, okay?
Okay. Astronauts will need
innovative
ways to provide themselves with the safe, nutritious food as space exploration expands and missions get longer. But astronauts aren't the only ones who need safe and nutritious food to stay healthy. There are lots lots of ways to make sure you're eating safe and nutritious food here on Earth.
Wash your produce before eating it, and don't let leftovers stay in the fridge for too long. Start your own garden at home. Try out new vegetables. You might find a variety you really like. Talk with friends and family about eating a balanced diet. Eat more fresh foods at home instead of going out to eat. Rizan, do they say that in Turkey? Here in the United States, they say that usually when you go out to eat, the food tastes really good, but it's not very good for you. It has a lot of fat and a lot of salt and
Yeah.
things. Do they say that in Turkey?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you usually eat at home or do you usually eat out?
And mostly at home.
Yeah, we do too. Now, like today, I had breakfast at home and lunch, and we're having dinner at home too. So I'm home all day. All right, my friend. So Brian and the pilot are in the airplane. It's really, really loud, and Brian
Yeah.
can hardly hear the pilot. And the pilot is encouraging him, see if you can fly the plane. Give it a try. It's not as that complicated as it looks.
Yeah.
Good plane like this almost flies itself, the pilot shrugged. Makes my job easy. He took Brian's left arm. Here, put your hands on the controls, your feet on the rudder pedals, and I'll show you what I mean. So he wants Brian to try it, but Brian is pretty nervous about it. Go ahead, you take over.
And Brian shook his head. I'd better not. Sure, try it. Brian reached out and took the wheel in a grip so sits in
So tight.
so tight his necks were white. He pushed his feet down off pedals. The plane slewed suddenly to the right. Not so hard. Take her light. Take her light. Brian
Go ahead.
Brian eased off, relaxed his grip. The burning in his eyes was forgotten momentarily. Is it correct?
Yes, momentarily.
Momentarily, as the vibration of the plane come through the wheel and the pedals, it seems almost alive.
So the first time he held it, he pushed too hard and the plane went to the right and he said,
Yeah.
oh, relax. And no, relax, just hold it lightly. And so now he's trying it and he's being a little slower, a little more careful. See, the pilot let go of his wheel, raised his hands in the air and took his feet off the pedals to show Brian he was actually flying the plane alone. Simple. Now turn the wheel a little to the right and push on the right rudder pedal a small amount. Brian turned the wheel slightly and the plane immediately banked to the right. And when he pressed on the right rudder pedal, the nose slid across the horizon to the right. He left off the pressure and straightened the wheel and the plane righted itself. So he was able to turn a little bit to the right and then bring it straight again. So I think he thinks this is really cool. This is kind of fun. Okay, go ahead. Now you can turn.
Now you can turn. Bring her back to the left a little. Brian turned the wheel left, pushed the left pedal, and the plane came back around. It's easy, he smiled. At least this part.
Okay, now Rezan, the truth. If you were in an airplane, a little tiny airplane, just you and the pilot, and he said, here, try it. Would you?
Yeah.
I would too. Brian is all nervous about it. I think it would be really cool.
Yeah.
I might be a little nervous. I would admit that, but I think it'd be really cool. So have you ever been in a little airplane like that?
I think once.
Yeah. When they write about how loud it is, that's true. I remember being in a little airplane and you have to have earphones to cover your ears. It's really loud. Okay, Rezan, I'll be ready for Bauer in a half an hour. Okay? All
See
right.
you, Mr.
Good to see
Bernie.
you, my
Bye.
friend. Good night. Bye-bye.
See you. Goodbye.